welcome to my first, I think this is my first comparison video. There's a few people who had requested it, and I was like, I am going to do one at some point, and I don't know why I chose to do this one. They're literally the two heaviest pieces I own. Literally the two heaviest pieces I own. And I've had a right game, because this one lives upstairs. As you know, that one lives over there behind me. Such a total bonehead. I actually broke this, moving it. And it's Gandalf that I broke. A piece that I could literally just lift off and just, while I was moving it into place so I could pick it up. And I literally just caught the end of his staff with my elbow. And it just went ping and flew off. Literally, I just caught it. So for anyone who's got this, if you're going to move it, take Gandalf off first of all. And two other things. That staff is extremely brittle and breaks as easy as anything. And secondly, it appears it's completely unglueable. I've been about an hour this morning trying to glue it. Nothing works. In the end, I've managed to get a little bit of tape, and I've put some tape around there, and it's holding it pretty much in place. So, yeah, bloody annoyed is an understatement. But anyway, I've had a right workout this morning carrying these still. I had to carry this downstairs. I had to get that one from over there. These things are heavy. Heavy. I think this one weighs about 30 kilos, and this one weighs 29 kilos. So, okay, so this is my Weta Workshop Escape Off the Road diorama versus the Prime 1 Gandalf versus the Balrog diorama. Okay, I'm going to go over a few different areas. Now, I'm not going to be all sort of artistic and bring the camera back here and film all this stuff back here, because I'm going to have to move the light around, and I've already broken one piece. So there's far more in-depth footage of these pieces in my reviews I did of them, guys. So if you go through the video list, there are reviews on both these pieces where I take the camera around and do a much better job. So for this one, it's how you see it. You just have to take my word for anything I might discuss on the back parts of them. Plus, I'm hot and sweaty and pissed off because I've broke that, so you're just going to have to bear with me. Okay, so I think in my head I worked out 6 different categories to go through. I think it was 6. Literally, I just woke up this morning in bed and just quickly went through my head, and I thought, bugger it, I'm going to do it this morning before it gets too hot, because we're in the middle of another heat wave here. So, okay, that's enough waffling. Let's crack on with this comparison. Okay, so starting off then, we will go for artistic concept. Artistic concept. These are my categories, by the way. These other people might choose different ones, but these are mine. So we could go anywhere. Artistic concept. Now, this is my favourite scene from the film. The Balrog's my favourite, monster. And I'd seen a lot of Balrogs being done, and I was looking for a Balrog, and when I saw this concept that they'd done, the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, my favourite scene from Fellowship of the Ring, I was overjoyed. I personally, honestly believe that this is the single best Balrog I have ever seen in statue form. Nothing else I have seen has made me go wow like I did with this. I think it is absolutely fantastic. I really genuinely think this is utterly fantastic. So the fact that Prime 1 did this, they did the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, I think even for someone who hasn't watched Lord of the Rings films, or they've not read the book, I think this moment captures such a fantastic representation of good versus evil. And you've got the huge overpowering flame and anger and hate against this lone, basically old man that's standing defiant against it, and it's so powerful, such a powerful image to have, and to have it captured like this is utterly superb that Prime 1 did this. And moving over to Weta, of course, we all know this part from the film Escape Off the Road. They've captured the moment brilliantly. When this came out, when I first saw the image of this, I knew I had to have this, because again, I felt this was one of the best representations of a Nazgul I'd seen in statue form. There are so many Nazguls to have, and they're almost invariably always in that kind of pose there, because I mean the Weta one is exactly the same pose. So I love the fact that they've done this, that they captured this moment from the film and captured it so well. But honestly, having them side by side like this, I have to give this first round to Prime One. I think to have went for this moment from the film, I think is inspired, and fair play to them. And I hope we haven't seen the end of Prime One's dioramas. Second round is extras. Well, unfortunately, the Weta piece doesn't come with any extras. What you see here is everything that's in the box. This is it. In all honesty, I don't think it needs extras. I'm not particularly a fan of extras. As you know, a lot of the pieces I've bought, the Aragorn, for example, Legolas, when he gets here, I haven't gone for the DX. I've gone for the regular, because a lot of the time I think the extras are just not worth it. Same with the Prime One Berserker one. I've gone for the regular. Again, there was nothing in the exclusives that I wanted. So, for me, it's not something that's all important, but I can't ignore the fact that the Balrog does come with the whip. It's got the LED feature, which is dying as we speak, because the batteries are almost flat. So, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty... I've got to give the win to Prime One on this, because it does have extras, and unfortunately the Weta doesn't. I don't think the Weta needs them. I don't think that's nothing against the Weta piece, but it is what it is. So that one goes to Prime One. So that's 2-0 to Prime One. Right, next I'm going to cover is Sculpt. Now, the Sculpt on this Balrog piece is fantastic. I love the effect they've got into the bridge there. It's especially this angle here. It looks absolutely superb. We've got the detail down here on the base. We've got the skulls and the helmets of the dwarves. It is the same all the way around. We've got these fantastic dwarven sculptures. There's also some on the back as well, and they've also got the effect that you see throughout when you're traveling through Moria and into Khazad-dûm. Superb. Same on the top of the base here as well. We've got more skulls and helmets and other weapons and rib cages. So it's fantastic. Even Gandalf, the size that he is, they've done a pretty good job there with that. Not blown away by him. He looks a little bit toyish, but he is what he is. But I'm not going to pretend it does nothing. But this does. I mean, this Balrog is fantastic. Like I said earlier, for me, this is the best Balrog I've seen sculpted in any kind of sculpt statue form, personally. I can't think of one I've seen that's better. So it's a brilliant job. Moving over to the Weta Workshop Escape Off the Road. Now we go to another level of sculpt. This is good. If this is good sculpt, this is incredible. They have applied so much detail. You've heard me talk before. This horse is I adore this horse. It is flawless. It is flawless. So much detail they've got in there. The same with the robes on the back of this Nazgul here, and you can see the shape of his body through it. It looks real. And that's before I start talking about the leaves, the roots of the tree, the mushrooms moving around, the centipede coming out the tree. You've got the hobbits, you've got Merry with the spider on his shoulder, the worms coming out. Phenomenal sculpt. This is a resounding win to Weta. It is on another level of sculpt to this. This is good. This is phenomenal. Simple as that. Simple as that. And anyone who's got these two pieces, who can put them side by side like this, I'm sure they'd agree with me. I'm sure they would, because it just is. That's its fact. Going on to the next. So that's 2-1. Going on to the next one, which is the paint application. Okay. I think I said this on my review way back when. Now, if you take Gandalf off this piece, I'm on this piece, the Prime One piece. I mean, literally, I think there's about 3 colours on this, maybe 4 colours. I mean, the base is basically sprayed entirely black, and then they've got orange airbrush, and they've just gone around it with an orange airbrush. Literally, that is it. That is it. There is a tiny little bit of silver on a sword here, and a dwarven helmet and an axe here. That is it. There's no more. There's no colour been added to the rock work, the rock face. That is it. It is as basic a paint job as I've ever seen on a Prime 1 piece. Does it let it down? Because of the size of it, not really, but I think it's a little to have something as impressive as this and not make more effort with the paint app. It's a shame. And it's the same with the Balrog. You know, the sculpt on the Balrog is absolutely superb, but again, the paint application, it's just black and orange. There is no other colour. No other colour. Actually, I'm going to turn that off because there's no point having it on. Obviously, this relies heavily on the LED feature anyway, which admittedly brings this into another level. But yeah, for me, the paint application on this piece, on this Prime 1 piece, is pretty poor, to be honest, for me. Going to the Weta piece, again, here we go to another. This is what highlighted it to me, and I said this on the review I did of this piece. This really opened my eyes, because here is a big diorama. It isn't much smaller than this. And the paint application. These leaves, there's loads of dead leaves on the road. And on some of these leaves, I can see 3 or 4 colours on the leaf. So they've applied more colour, more attention to colour and paint application on a leaf as what they've done on the entirety of this statue. This is what I'm talking about. It's the same with the mud on the horse's hooves and the wounds on the horse's legs. The detail they've gone to on the tree. They've not just done a shoddy dry brush on it. You can see they have spent time and care on every last centimetre of this piece. Literally another level. It's not even a comparison when it comes to paint app. It's not even a comparison. This is vastly the winner. Vastly the winner. So that makes it 2-2. Simple as that. So we're at a draw so far. Overall effect. Overall wow factor. Oomph. What's got the oosh factor? I've got to be completely honest with you guys. I've got to be completely honest. And when I put these two pieces side by side, it just kind of resonated what I already knew and what I've alluded to kind of on other videos, and why I've moved this piece upstairs, and I've sort of separated the 6 scales from the, you know, the quarter scales. And this is a no scale piece, but when you walk in the room, this thing just grabs your attention. Simple as that. And it's kind of why you buy these pieces, that grab your attention and the attention of other people when they come. And this, predominantly, obviously, because of the Balrog himself. And like I've said before, it's my favourite scene, it's my favourite monster. So it makes me kind of biased. You know, Nazguls have been done to death. But this just grips my attention. That's not to take anything from the Weta piece. It is massively impressive, but it's one of those ones you've got to come in close. You've got to come in close to this and really get involved in it, and then you can see the artistry involved, and that's when you become gripped. But walking in a room, especially when you've got the LED feature on, this just wins. So basically, I have to give it the point on that, and that makes it 3-2 to Prime 1. Finally, it's that. Hang on a minute, 2 seconds. I need a broom. Okay, finally, it's that vulgar thing of price. Like I said, weight. I'm not going to bother doing the weight because they both weigh pretty much the same. But price. Now, this was 1,700 quid, and I generally have forgotten how much this is. But it doesn't matter because I worked out the total costings. So for me, I've got to do it fairly. Once you've bought the piece and you've paid for shipping, the shipping on this was astronomical. The shipping on this was really cheap. But then again, the import fee on this wasn't much. The import fee on this was ridiculous. It was over £500 import fee on this. And I've seen a few people now here in the UK, and it's worth noting, guys, Weta now, from Weta EU, import fees seem to be a minimum of 25%, so bear that in mind when buying. So when you add all the costs together, the Escape Off the Road actually came out a massive over £300. It was 300 and something pound more than the Prime 1 piece, which is a significant amount of money, and an amount that I can't ignore. So because of that, again, I have to give overall price value, it's a win for Prime 1, and that makes Prime 1 overall the winner. We're by 4-2. But even despite that scoring and Prime 1 winning, if you were to ask me if I could only keep one of these pieces for whatever reason, if I had to get rid of one and keep one, which one would I get rid of and which one would I keep? I've got to be completely honest with you guys. I've got to be, well, you know I'm honest anyway. It would be the Prime 1 piece, despite the fact that this is vastly superior in detail, sculpt and paint application, which are massively important things. You have these pieces because of how they make you feel, the effect, and how they hit you in the face. And that's not to take anything away from this piece, but it's just that at night when I'm sitting in here and it goes dark and I put those LEDs on, and even when in the day when I walk in and he's over there and he just looks so impressive, it's just got that little bit more of the wow factor. This one, like I said, you need to come in and close and personal with it, and this one you just don't. As soon as I walk in the room, I'm like, wow, I'm so glad I bought that. That is so impressive. So sorry, Weta, I'm sorry, but I've got to be honest. I've got to be honest. But like I said, that's nothing to take away from this piece at all. For detail and just skill, just total artistic skill, all over this wins hands down. And it's just a more subtle piece. This is like quite, I suppose, harsh and in your face. This one is, whereas this one is a bit more distinguished. It's more distinguished. You've got to get in close and personal with it. But that's my take on it. You'll have to let me know what you all think. Let me know in the comments, please. What was your favourite? Which would you choose? And anything else, just shove it in the comments below, guys. Now, the next video that I'm going to be doing actually won't be on my channel. It'll be over on Mike Costa's channel, which is Collectors Enabled. I'm doing I've been invited to go on his channel, it'll be Tuesday night. In fact, I think it'll be early hours Wednesday morning for me. It's Tuesday evening for the next one, but I'll do a video probably after I've done that and just link it, so if you want to go and check that out, that's Collectors Enabled. So you'll pop over to Mike's channel. I'm sure he'd appreciate a subscribe from you. Mike is getting some Lord of the Rings pieces in as well, I believe. I know for a fact he's got the 1/1 scale Sauron bust by Infinity Studios on pre-order. Whoa. So yeah, so that's it from me for this video, guys. I'm going to go. I've now got to roll these bloody things back into place, and hopefully I won't break anything. And that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Brilliant start to my Saturday. As ever, guys, if you've enjoyed the video, please show it by giving it a like. If you haven't done so already, or you're new here, I really would appreciate if you consider subscribing to the channel. That would be absolutely fab. Enjoy your Saturday, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I will catch you all on the next video. I'm going to shut up now and go. So take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you soon. Ta-ra.